Okay guys, so it is Wednesday and it is math time. We are going to be looking at addition and subtraction. So we have looked at just addition with regrouping and then looked just at subtraction with regrouping. Today we're going to look at both of them, and we're going to be looking at some word problems and figuring out, am I going to be adding or subtracting? So it's very important, guys, that when we look at word problems, we know what we're doing. So for today, you need the handout that says Math Wednesday, and it says Mission Possible, okay? And so I'm going to read some scenario cards. We're going to look at the problem, and we're going to work them, okay? We're going to kind of fill out all this information. So let's look at our first mission. So our first mission is snow heroes. Let's kind of read what's happening. The city needs your help. Following a blizzard last night, there are 368 cars stuck in the snow on roads and highways. Your mission is to help rescue these cars by getting them out of the snow. By lunchtime, 147 cars have already been rescued. How many cars need to be rescued? So how many more cars need to be rescued? Okay, so let's kind of think about this. It tells me that there are 368 cars stuck in the snow. So that's how many are stuck. Okay, and then by lunchtime, we rescued 147 of those cars. So that means those cars are no longer there. So I want to know how many are still left. So guys, we're going to be subtracting, okay? And so my first thing I'm going to do is model the problem. So I'm going to make a strip diagram, okay? What's going to help me? So here's my strip diagram. Remember, the top part is my whole, and the bottom gets divided into my parts, okay? So I know, now my problem tells me I have 368 cars stuck in the snow. That's how many I have. So that's going to be my whole. And out of those, I rescued 147. So I want to know how many are stuck. Okay, so that is showing me that I am subtracting. So I know that I'm going to do 368 minus 147. Okay, that's my expression. Okay, that's what I need to do. Okay, on the estimation part, guys. So if I wanted just to subtract these numbers in my head, I'm gonna estimate them down to numbers that I can do. And we kind of talked about this in the first 9 weeks. So 368, I could round that to 370, and 147. I could round to 150, and I could subtract it like that. Now, I want to solve with my original number, so I'm going to say 368 minus 147. Okay. And remember, guys, if you do not have this handout, you can take a piece of notebook paper and copy what I'm writing, and at any time you can pause the video. So let's subtract. So I have 8 minus 7. Okay, so if you need to go over here and draw out your picture, so if I need to do 300s, 6 10s, and 8 1, you can do that. Okay, and you only need to draw the top part, and then I can go and take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves me with 1. I have 6 10s, and I want to take away 4 10s. That leaves me with 2 10s. And then 300 minus 100 is 200. Okay? So my solution statement would be, how many cars need to be rescued? 221 cars. That's what we're talking about, cars need to be rescued. And remember, our solution statement is me writing my answer in a sentence. So 221 cars need to be rescued. Let's turn this paper over and we're going to look at mission 2, dino delivery. You need to deliver supplies to a group of paleontologists working at a dinosaur fossil dig. Your mission is to first travel 52 miles to buy an extra camping equipment. Then you will travel another 31 miles to buy food. Once you have the supplies, you will need to travel another 160 miles to the dig site. So there's a lot of places they need to go. How many total miles will you have traveled by the time you arrive at the dig site? Okay, so I need to know, my keyword, guys, is total miles. So I'm going to be adding, and I'm going to add the miles that they traveled. So I know that they traveled 52 miles, 31 miles, and 116 miles. So I want to draw a strip diagram, okay? So remember here, it's kind of like drawing a rectangle. Our top is our hole. And that's what we're looking for, guys. We're looking to know how many miles, how many whole miles did they travel. In our parts, we actually have 3 parts because first they traveled 52 miles, then they traveled 31 miles, and then they traveled 116 miles. Okay, so these are all of my parts. And we're adding because we want to know the whole. We want to know the total number. So my expression would be 52 plus 31 plus 16. And if I want to estimate, so if I want to try to add these all in my head, I would round these numbers or estimate them to a closer number. So 52, I can round down to 50 plus 31. I can round down to 30. And then 116, I can round to 120, okay? But when I solve my problem, I want to use the actual numbers. So I'm going to line up my numbers, and I'm going to start with the biggest number, guys. I'm going to say 116 plus 52, actually, no. So 116 plus 52 plus 31. So you don't really have to break this up into 2 problems. You can add it all together. So let's try to do that. Remember, if you need to draw your pictures out here, you can do that. If you need to draw your hundreds, tens, and ones, absolutely. Now make sure that you lined up these numbers correctly because if you notice, these numbers don't have anything in the hundreds place, okay? So 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 3 is 9 tenths, and then I only have 100 flat. Okay, so 199. So my solution statement would read, you will, how many miles will you have traveled? You will have traveled 199 miles. So remember, our solution statement is me writing my answer in a sentence. Let's look at the next one. So mission 3, fast food. A grocery store delivery truck just broke down and is unable to finish delivering today's groceries. Your mission is to help finish the grocery delivery for today. A total of 823 grocery bags were on today's order list. So far, only 496 grocery bags have been delivered. How many grocery bags will you need to deliver to complete the day's order? So we started out with 823 groceries. And out of those 823, we've already delivered some. We need to figure out what's left to deliver. So go to your chart, and we're going to model by using a strip diagram. And we know that our whole that we started at was 823 groceries. And part of those groceries we already delivered. We delivered 496. We need to figure out what part is left. So we are subtracting. So my expression would be 823 minus 496. And if I wanted to estimate to help me better subtract, I can say 823 can be, we can move that down to 820 minus 500 to kind of help us subtract better. It's an easier way. But I want us to subtract using the regular numbers. So I'm going to line up my numbers, and I'm going to say 823 minus 496. And remember, guys, if you need to draw that out, you can come over here, draw it out. You only have to draw the top number. Okay? And so we see that if we try to take away 6 from 3, we don't have enough. So I have to borrow from my tens place. And that means that I'm left with 110. And I'm going to add 10 ones to my ones place. So that means I now have 13. Now I can subtract. Now I can go over here and take away 6, which leaves me with 8. Okay, so now I can go to my tens place. I have 1 minus 9, so I don't have enough, so I got to go to my hundreds place. I'm going to take this 100 and move it to my tens place. So instead of 8 hundred spots, I now have 7. And I'm going to add 10 ones to my tens place. So instead of 1, I have 10. So now I can go and subtract my 9. So I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be 11. And I have 2 10s that are left. And then if I go over here and subtract 4, I have 3. That was a lot of regrouping. So now I can write my answer in words. So I can say, I will need, or you will need to deliver 328 groceries. Okay. All right. So you're going to do number 4 on your own. Where it says model of the problem, I want you to show me in a strip diagram. Okay. And I'm going to read you the problem right now. Okay. So you can pause, after I'm done reading, you can pause the video right here so you can work on your problem. So submarine adventure. For this mission, you need to board a submarine carrying marine researcher. You are going to spend 2 days looking at creatures in the deep sea. On day 1, you will stop at a depth of 361 feet to examine shrimp. On day 2, you will descend another 240 feet to research swordfish. So descend, guys, means you're going to keep going down. How deep will the submarine travel in all? Okay, so you can stop the video right here to look at your problem, and you are going to fill out. You're going to tell me the model. You're going to draw me a strip diagram, the expression. So that's telling me what you're having to do. Don't worry about the estimates. Solve it and then the solution statement. Okay, so pause your video right at this picture and solve, fill out your table with the information.